bro. I went to the barbershop this morning.
You need to stop wearing hats.
What you mean stop wearing hats?
Dude, you can't fit a hat on top of that. You try to force a hat on top of that.
Bro, that's literally how I wear my... People always make comments on it like, yo, dude, your hat's too small. What are you doing? Bro, what I do is
hair's too big, not hat's too small.
I put my hair back and put it out the back of it like a bun.
Yeah, but it still is... it makes the hat do this.
Yeah, that's how I...
Your hat is this far ahead.
That's how I rock it, bro. I keep it like a tilt.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I saw you were wearing it on the one with Braden, and it was barely. It was like about to bust at the seam. Yeah.
You ready, bro?
Come on now.
All right, mic check. Welcome back to another episode. Don't look at me like that, bro. What you look at me like that for? You don't like how I mic check it?
That was interesting.
You gotta listen, bro. Mic check. This is a reference to the hip hop community, bro.
Okay, yeah.
I know you got that. Welcome back to another episode of the Justin Dunning podcast. This podcast is about to be a little bit different. Nick Starkel back on.
What is up, co-host? First ever co-host.
My man Nick is out here co-hosting, no longer interview style, but we're about to have a good little conversation. Nick sent out a tweet earlier in the week. Was it on Tuesday? Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah, it was on Tuesday.
A couple of days ago, people sending in questions, a lot of the same questions, but a lot of different ones also. So what we're going to do is hit on those different questions and hopefully give you guys some entertaining conversation.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say before we get into that though, I've had we have the YouTube and Spotify and iTunes. Obviously, I've had some people come up to me talking about, y'all have some conversations sometimes when you're saying stuff that people need to see, and when they're listening to it just on Spotify or iTunes, they can't see it. And I start thinking about it like, dang, we have some conversations sometimes where I market pretty much just to the visual community. You know what I'm saying? So for the visual or for the audio people who are listening, whether it's on Spotify or iTunes, let me just say that there is a YouTube channel. And I thought I put it out there good enough, but maybe I haven't. And for people who are just seeing us on YouTube, maybe you need to listen to it on the way to work, or maybe you listen to it in class or whatever. There is there's an audio version of this as well on Spotify and iTunes. Just wanted to put that out there so everybody has it.
I like the visual.
I like the visual too. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, the audio is cool. That's what a podcast is. Like, you're supposed to listen to it, but the visual is like
I feel like I watch most of my podcasts like on YouTube and stuff.
Exactly. I get those beautiful faces in there. Like my jacket, bro.
Yeah.
My girlfriend thought it was girly, but
salmon pink.
Thought it was cool though. Salmon pink.
That's salmon. That's a salmon pink color. For those audio listeners, he's wearing a salmon pink jacket.
See, we just did it right there.
Exactly.
No, I completely forgot. I had a jacket like this. Or I had pants. You ever play 7-Up in school? Like,
yeah.
Thumbs down 7-Up. It was this chick. This girl. This was like first grade. I had a pair of pants that were like this exact same color and this exact same fabric. For those of you who are listening, what is this called? Like a windbreaker fabric?
Yeah, it's like a windbreaker. I don't know exact.
Okay, I had these pants like this though. We played 7-Up. It was a chick I had a crush on, and so every time I would go, I'd like touch her finger. She never guessed it was me. But one day I had these pants on, and I walked up beside her, and
it was just
touched her finger. It was like, made my way back to my seat, and I sat down. And she got up and knew it was me, and I was so pissed off, bro. Since then, I've been scarred, like never wearing those pants again.
Okay, if you didn't look at the people's shoes in Heads Up 7-Up, were you really trying to win?
Oh, so you were cheating?
No, I mean,
you were those people cheating.
Well, see, now I'm an Aggie, so I wouldn't be doing that.
Of course, but in your earlier days,
I feel like the best technique was to look at people's shoes.
Wow.
Slide your head off the desk a little bit.
I got you. Heads down, thumbs. What's it called? Heads down, thumbs up, 7-Up.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Really
7-Up.
Heads down, thumbs up. Yeah.
Heads down, thumbs up. Yeah. Well, that's called 7-Up though.
Yeah, 7-Up.
Okay. Anyways, that's beside the fact. All right. So getting to these questions, the main question everybody has, and I'm gonna summarize about 40 questions in one. Your recruiting process right now. The last time you were on here, we had the update. You just declared that you were going to transfer. You named a couple of different schools that you were looking at. Where are you right now?
Yeah. So last time I was on here, in my mind, I was thinking, I'm gonna go to SMU.
Right.
And then, just being transparent, and I've talked to coaches that I'm still, being recruited by and stuff. Is I was pretty much sold on going to SMU, and then they ended up taking another guy, Shane Buechele, who's one of my good friends from since middle school, and so he ended up going to SMU, and so I'm still looking right now. And right now, it's just between Florida State and Arkansas. going to visit Arkansas next weekend, and so excited about that.
I saw that. I saw the tweet that you retweeted from Shane whenever you put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like, did that come out of nowhere for you, or was that kind of like you knew it was a possibility?
Well, they told us they were open and said, "Hey, we're recruiting you and Shane Buechele."
Right.
And Shane and I called each other, kind of right after we'd both put our names in the portal.
Into the portal. Right as you entered the portal.
Into the portal.
Right.
So we both went into the portal together and started talking inside of the portal.
Okay, I got you.
No, that's not actually how it works. Everyone's so confused with that whole thing. It's literally just a website that has your name on it.
Yeah.
And so we were both in the portal, and we ended up, calling each other on the phone and just saying, "Hey, look, they're recruiting both of us.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to rush us," because they were saying, "Hey, first one to commit."
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to try to rush us. Let's just take our time
mm-hmm.
and not do anything without talking to each other, and just make sure that we make the right decision.
Right.
And so he was like, "Awesome, let's do it." We've been talking, and then texted him, and I was like,
he just pulled a fast one on you.
I texted him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm going up to SMU this next Monday." This was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "What are you thinking?" And he's like, "Man, I really like SMU right now." And I was like, "Man, I do too."
Now we have some conflict.
Before I could even go on the visit, this dude pulled the trigger.
Did he tell you he was going to pull it or what?
No, he stopped texting me back after I'd told him I was going to go visit on Monday.
Oh, wow.
He stopped texting me back, and I was like, "All right, dude, like I see which way you're going." And I was like, "I'm not going to commit if I haven't even met these coaches like face to face."
Yeah, exactly.
And he had been the week before, and so he just committed, and I was like,
right.
It's cool.
I understand it though.
I mean, you've been through that.
It.
Okay, so it might be different for other positions because they usually just take one quarterback per class.
Exactly.
For other positions, do they tell y'all, "Hey, it's like first to commit"? Because I never went through that.
No, not really. But I remember going through the process, and one of the big reasons I came to A&M because I was the first safety they offered, and so they told me they wanted one or two safeties in the class, but they're leaning towards one, and so that kind of pressured me a little bit to commit. But it wasn't like we're going to stop recruiting you if we get somebody else. But it's different at the quarterback position. So
yeah, quarterback is definitely it's a position where in high school at least. Mm-hmm. And now I'm seeing it in the transfer like portal process. It's a game of dominoes that like when one domino falls,
right,
the next one goes, and it just keeps going. Because you see kids that are like, "Oh, well, I got these 3 options."
Right.
And then all of a sudden, 2 of those schools get a QB commit, and they're only taking 1, so they're off the table now.
Right.
So like when you see these guys with like 45 offers that like are quarterbacks,
mm-hmm.
well, if 40 of those schools have guys that are committed to them,
exactly. So
they only got 5 offers.
So you're not technically being recruited anymore.
You're not being recruited by them anymore, and so it's like a definitely like first come first serve basis, and it's the same in the transfer portal. It's just schools are now saying things like, you're pretty much going to come in here and start rather than you're going to come in here, we're going to develop you. I don't even know what they tell high schoolers nowadays. They probably tell them they're going to start. But
1 year into the league.
Yeah. And coming from a place where I have more, I guess, knowledge of the game, and I can sit back and look at a roster and say, this is a good move or this is a bad move.
Right.
That's also what's kind of been different right now.
Yeah. This is more out of personal curiosity. But after that whole commit thing went down, did you have conversation again with the SMU coaching staff or what?
Yeah. Shane texted me and said, "Hey, I just committed."
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. And I called that coach. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I called that coach, and I was like, "Hey, this kind of, hit me out of left field. I wasn't expecting it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm just going to be honest. Like, I'm pissed. I'm angry.
Really?
I'm upset." I was upset.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, you knew I was going to probably commit on Monday.
Yeah.
And you let this guy go. And he was like, it's part of the business. And he's like, "If I can help you in any way, I think you're a great kid," and everything. And so the hardest part was I knew a whole bunch of the receivers and stuff there.
Yeah.
And they thought for sure I was going there.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even know about they didn't even know about Shane, that he was getting recruited and stuff.
Right.
And so I texted them and I was like, "Hey, it's off the table now." And they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And so that coach actually has been kind of texting me, helping me. He knows Coach Morris, who's at Arkansas, and a lot of those guys. And so he's telling me, good things about them. And and then also about Kendall Briles, who's down at Florida State.
Right.
But he doesn't really know a lot more guys at Florida State. But I mean, he's helped me out as much as he could.
Yeah. Well, it's just interesting though that he still had that conversation with you, because I know a lot of these guys would like
just not
get the commit and block your number.
Block your number.
Act like they don't know you anymore.
Exactly.
But no, that's cool though. So to pretty much summarize your question, you're looking at 2 separate schools right now. That situation came up out of nowhere. But when should we expect a decision for you?
Decision before the end of March.
Before the end of March. Okay.
Yeah.
So within the next month and a half.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. That was a long answer. Next question. Guys, it's taking so long. I'm
Sorry.
just kidding. I'm kidding, man. All right. We've had a lot of questions about this on the podcast, but people want to get to know about the biggest difference between coaching staffs, because it's like, I was talking to Braden about this the other day. There's not many drastic things that you can change. Mm-hmm. It's not like you can go from practicing once a day or twice a day to one coach practices 7 times a day, or like you eating 10 meals over here versus 1 meal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not many drastic things you can change, but from your perspective, what was the biggest difference between 2 coaching staffs?
This new coaching staff, and this isn't a shot at Coach Someone or anything. Yeah. This new coaching staff, the attention to detail that they have from top to bottom is phenomenal. For example, we're up in Coach Fisher's office, the Unity Council is, and this is kind of new when they had just gotten here and they had just kind of made the Unity Council. And on his desk, he had these cards, like his business card.
Okay.
And it was like a translucent, which is like you can halfway see through. Yeah.
Right.
Translucent maroon with silver engraving in it, like plastic card, like really, really, really nice business card. Like if someone handed you that, you'd be like, wow.
Right.
And I asked him and I was like, man, I was like, Coach Fisher, these are some badass like business cards, bro.
Drop on that card, yeah.
I was like, these are sweet. And he goes, Nick, something you're gonna learn. He was like, everything we do in this football program will represent this university. And he was like, when someone is handed that business card, it's representing our university. So it better stand out because our university stands out. And I was like, dang, like
that's interesting.
Okay. And so that's why everything that he's changing, everything that he's doing is with the Aggie core values and his core values in mind.
Right.
And so that's why I think you're seeing success and you're seeing people that really want to come play for A&M is because you're seeing that attention to detail and something. And so that's been really the biggest difference in terms of old staff to new staff.
Right. It's interesting though, because it's always there's like a tug of war between, wanting to say something and do something and putting it out there, because everybody wants to pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
You hear everybody around the country preaching detail. Because everybody knows that these little things pay off big, but to actually put it into action, I think that's a really interesting, or it's a challenge. Yeah. And so it's kind of cool that he's done that. Next question. The biggest lesson that Aggie football has taught you personally, and I'll weigh in on this one as well, but I'll let you hit that first.
Okay, biggest lesson Aggie football has taught me was, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like cliche.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. Everything that happened in my life, from breaking my ankle to coming back that season to, what's up, Clay?
Is it easy out there?
To, this year, having to step into a backup role, it all happened for a reason, and I grew so much, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, that I think that all these hard times they're kind of meant to happen. And so it taught me a lot. I mean, I'm sure yours is similar, but I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I would say mine is definitely very similar, if not the exact same. But I mean, my story a little bit different than yours, obviously, but I kind of just stepping back and seeing how things have played out is just so crazy for me. You know what I mean? Because I feel like what I'm doing right now in the position I'm in is the hair's a little rough. Position I'm in is like everything that's happened in my life has been leading up to this point right here. It's been set up for me to get to this point.
Yeah. Even
when doing the whole podcast and stuff like this. And let me give you an example. So whenever I retired in January or December, whatever it was, whenever I retired, I was going through a long period where I was just like walking around and sitting and didn't really know what I wanted to do. And so I would put a fake smile on my face and oh, I'm happy, and I'll go up to Bright yo, what's up, boys? I'm good. I'm having a good time. Retired life. But I really wasn't happy though. It was I just didn't really have anything. I had free time, but I didn't have anything to do in that free time. And I told you off camera, I had all online classes, so I had a bunch of free time, like literally just chilling, nothing to do. And it got to a point where I was feeling without purpose. You know, I didn't have anything going on. And so this is an example of one small thing opening up a bunch of different doors. But I remember Gabe Bach, host of the radio show, gave me a call one day and he asked me if I wanted to come on and talk some football. And this is kind of how it led up to my entire podcast thing. But he called me one day and I was just like, and I turned him down the first time because I didn't want to come on. Second time he called me back, probably like a couple weeks later. This was during the summertime. He called me up, came on. I really enjoyed it. That led to me coming on more often. And I'm doing the thing with Trevor. And then that's led to my whole podcast thing. But it's like just that small thing. Oh, my brother's calling me. Just that small thing, you know, me accepting the fact that, you know, I was done and let me move on to some different things. And showing some interest in the radio and having an opportunity to do that has opened like a ton of different doors for me. I mean, I talked to Mikado about a dream I've been having for a while about, you know, seeing all these different options. I don't know if you listen to that podcast. You listen to me, Mikado's?
I didn't listen to the whole thing, no.
So I was telling Mikado about this dream. I had this repetitive dream over the past couple of years, and it was by me walking in like this big, huge old house, and it's like out in the middle of nowhere. And there's this huge windy staircase in there, and I walk up this staircase, and there's these two rooms on each side of the staircase. One's like this huge, big white door, gold outline, and it's like, oh my God, this is it. And the other was like this door off in the corner, this dark corner. And so, you know, any person in the right mind's gonna want to go through the pretty door. And so I walk into the pretty door and there's nothing in this room. And then I walk around, I'm like, okay, well, I'm in the room now. So like, you know, maybe this is it. Supposed to just enjoy this. And then I come out. Hey, come in here, DZ. Hey man, come in here. Anyway, so I walk out, go into the other room, and whenever I walk into this other room, there's a long hallway with all these different doors on the side.
You said what?
Whenever I walk into this room, it's like it's not a room. It's a hallway, and there's all these different doors on the side of it, right?
The dark room?
Yeah, exactly. And so what I kind of derived from it, this man taking pictures on his phone. You okay? I know you got my text too, man. What do you? You just got bad.
I'm gonna edit this out, right?
Yeah, of course. God, I hate Clay. He's terrible. Oh, he's zooming in on your face, Nick. He's all up in there. He's on your bicuspids. Why'd you go to Austin? You're crazy. You hear me? We need some more though, please. I posted the tight shots. Hey, why'd you go to Austin? Oh, you told me you lied to me.
Liar.
Oh, you good, man? Anytime.
Bacon.
Anyway, so I walk into this room and there's all these different doors in there, and I told Mikado that I have like a dream journal at home, and like I believe my dreams have meaning to them, and so I basically try to decipher that. And what I got from it was that, you know, there was this pretty path that seemed all set in stone. It was beautiful and luxurious, and that's, you know, me coming to College Station and playing here and then going to the NFL. And then there's this path that's less traveled. It's, you know, it doesn't seem as glorious, but it opens all these different opportunities for you. And so, you know, kind of just saying that everything happens for a reason. Long answer for the same answer that you just gave, man.
That's good. All right, we're switching notes. We're done with the sad emotional talk.
Yeah, let's get some energy in here.
This one's actually from my cousin.
Yes,
Michael.
Michelle.
He said, "What's the best locker room / road trip prank you heard of or saw?" Not on our team, but I saw a video of, I believe, the Clemson team with who was that linebacker they had? Not Bulwer.
I was about to say Ben Bulwer.
Maybe Bulwer, yeah, Ben Bulwer. And they had this one kid on their bus who was asleep with his mouth open, real wide.
The Sour Patch
and
Kids.
they kept putting Sour Patch Kids on Sour Patch Kids on Sour Patch Kids. And he was asleep, and he started chewing on the Sour Patch Kids.
Right.
They had given him, like, literally his whole mouth was full of Sour Patch Kids. And so that's probably the best, like, road trip prank I've ever heard of and, like, seen a video of. But I have a feud.
Personal ones?
I have a personal feud with Goose, Brian Gassett.
Okay.
He's an equipment manager at Texas A&M, and his office is back in the equipment room, and they made the mistake of letting me into the equipment room too often.
Yeah.
Shout out. I'm wearing a Texas A&M equipment hat right now. Love those guys. And I found out that he loves his stuff like all where he puts it.
Right. The equipment guy.
So, of course, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to put things out of order. And so oftentimes I'll revert to the tape on the bottom of the mouse pad on the trackpad.
Yeah.
So you can't move the mouse at all. Yeah. But what I've started to do and what I've done for the last year is I've hid his TV remote from him in the best places. I've hid it on top of like the the ceiling, how like you can push up the tiles on the ceiling. I'd put it up there. I put it in the bottom of the trash can underneath the trash bag.
Okay.
So like if he's looking in the trash bag, it's empty, but it's underneath it. And
does he know it's you?
Oh yeah, he knows it's me.
Okay.
And so he tries to tell him to not let me back there, but he's out of town right now.
Put up a wanted poster on the wall. Do not let Nick Starkel in.
He's in Portland right now, and so I got something cooking for him over at his office right now. That's
messed up. I can see him being like really OCD though. I wonder if like the shirts are out of order or like the pants or something. He'll be really like wired up. I can see him being one of those dudes.
I feel like you have to be OCD though if you're an equipment manager.
To be an equipment guy.
Because everything has a number on it. Everything is like, okay, this guy wears this size, this size, this size. Hard job.
Okay, let me think of mine though. Let me see. I don't think I have any since I've been at A&M, but the first thing I thought about was, you know what Texas Relays is, right? Texas Relays is one of the biggest. Yeah. Okay, one of the biggest track meets for the people who are listening right now and don't know. One of the biggest track meets in the country. I think it's the second biggest track meet in the country, for high school, college, and all these different kind of athletes come out here. And so I made it to Texas Relays. I think our relay team made it 4x1 my senior year of high school. And we all stayed in this hotel together. And 3 of my very good friends on the relay with me. I guess they thought it was funny to pull a prank on me whenever I was asleep. And so I was laying in bed.
Sleeping pranks.
Yeah, you ever had those, you know that sleep that you get in that you wake up and you're just really confused? Like, what is going on? Yeah. I was in one of those.
And if you're on a road trip, you're even more confused. Exactly. Like, where am I waking up?
You're in this foreign environment. And so I went to sleep night before the race. Or maybe it was 2 nights before the race, matter of fact. So I went to sleep. And I guess they thought it was funny because my foot was hanging off the bed. I guess they thought it was funny to dip my foot in some coffee and took off. Yeah, I was like, what kind of friends are these, bro? It wasn't
hot coffee.
It wasn't hot. It was like coffee, but it was like the turn the water faucet on hot.
Okay, yeah.
And so they put my foot inside this coffee, and all I remember, and like, you ever had a dream that was like kind of partially based about your real life, like what's going on?
Yeah.
And so I'm having this dream that my foot's on fire. And so in my dream, I'm kicking my foot, like, what's going on? And I wake up and I'm in this dark room and there's nobody in there. And all I hear is like laughing out in the hallway. And so I'm confused as hell, bro. What the hell is going on? And so I walk out into the hallway. My friend's out there running down the hall. All I see is, I was like, these mother. I was so mad, bro. I was so pissed. Like the whole next day I didn't talk to him. But I eventually got over it though. We laugh about it now.
Good Texas Relay story.
You have any that occurred here at A&M, like with other guys on the team? I know y'all get weird in the room doing some weird crap.
So, no like pranks like that, but there's this thing that KK started with actually Luke Laufenberg.
Okay.
Who is awesome story if you haven't ever heard of him. He'd be a really cool kid to have on here.
He would.
He was my high school tight end receiver, walked on to A&M, was a tight end here for a year and a half, and then transferred to a junior college, ended up getting cancer, went through chemo, remission, and is now a scholarship. He's a starting tight end for UTEP.
Oh, that's dope.
And so like,
let's go, Luke.
Like amazing that's story. A dope story. Anyway, so Luke's here, and he's one of my best friends from high school, and KK and Luke would have the same workout time because linebackers and tight ends worked out together.
Right.
And every time that they'd be leaving, Luke would try to go in and grab like an extra smoothie.
Okay.
And KK would not let that smoothie make it to the parking lot. Every day he would smack it out of his hand or something. Yeah. And so it started this trend where if you went on KK's Snapchat story, it'd be him smacking someone's cup out of their hand.
Is that where that came from?
That's what it came from.
Oh, I get it.
And so then it became like the no to go cups challenge.
Yeah.
And it went from just Luke to all of our friend group and like our house and stuff. So now anytime that we go to a restaurant, I can't take a to go cup because he'll smack it out of my hand.
Oh crap.
And so it's happened It's happened in the Houston Mall.
Oh, dang.
Like, I had a Shake Shack. I had a shake from there.
Yeah.
Smacked out of my hand.
Oh.
It hurts. It hurts. That's KK for you, though.
Yeah, he did that I had a muscle milk one time, trying to rehydrate after practice, man, get some protein in me. And I was tired. So I was too tired to do anything. So he came up and smacked it out of my hands. And I was just like, bro, wait till I get some energy, bro. I'm about to come in. That is funny. I never realized that came from there, though. I always see his Snapchats, like, he like, hey, let me see that real quick, bro. And just runs off. Hilarious. But did you have any other questions on there you wanted to ask? I couldn't.
I got a question for you.
Okay, let's go ahead.
All right, here we go. Question.
Yes.
All right. I want to know. This is a 5-part question from someone.
A 5-part question?
Yeah, but I want to know from an outsider's point of view for a year removed.
Okay, yeah.
Not really an outsider because,
Yeah.
I mean.
I have outside perspective, though.
Insider information. But I want to know who you would think. 5 questions.
Okay.
Fastest on the team.
Okay.
Number 1. Best hands. Quickest. Hardest hitter. And then favorite uniform.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Fastest on the team.
Fastest on the team, from an outsider perspective, I would have to say was Speedy Howard.
Confirmed.
That's a good answer?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Confirmed. That's what I would say.
Okay. I'm about to say him on defense and then probably Courtney on offense.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say.
Okay, and the next question was what? The strongest?
Okay. Best hands on the team.
Like fighting wise or catching?
We could do both.
Best hands catching the football. Man. Dang, well, the team last year I would say was Jace. I could guess.
That'd be.
He has to be up there.
I mean, he's got good hands. Yeah.
Okay. Right now, like still on the team right now. Jamon?
That'd be another good guess.
Okay,
so like there's levels of hands. Like you could have good hands, then you got crazy hands.
Yeah.
Then you got certified hands.
Certified is like you catch an
Odell,
yeah.
Julio.
Right.
Like those type of dudes.
Right.
Kellen Mond and I we were throwing over the weekend, and we had the discussion. Kendrick Rogers has crazy hands.
Yeah, like he'll make insane catches.
By the end of that workout, we gave him certified hands.
Really?
Dude ran a 10-yard out route.
Right.
I threw the ball probably like a yard and a half behind him. Horrible throw.
Right.
He just reaches back casually, left hand with his offhand, left hand, snag. And it wasn't like one of those like snag and then you have to bring it into the body to like secure it. It was just like a straight up catch it in the air, like act like nothing happened.
Yeah. Dang.
He's got certified hands.
Reach back like 1-3.
Like 1-3.
Well, I forgot he was
East Texas. 1-3.
I forgot he was East Texas boy. I would have said him. I completely forgot Kendrick. Kendrick though.
Kendrick Rogers.
Best hands on the team.
Certified hands.
Certified. Okay.
Certified. Now, other type of hands.
Fighting hands. If there was a Royal Rumble, like everybody on the team jumped inside of this octagon and one person had to come out alive, I put my money on Braden White.
Matabuke.
Oh.
Just by size. Okay, just by size.
By size and strength and ferocity, but
actual hands though?
I don't know about actual hands though.
Jaden Peavy. I don't know if you've heard.
Oh, I've heard.
We're not going to bring it up.
Yeah.
But just know Jaden Peavy has those hands.
Oh, but let's talk about the actual boxers though. What's the guy? The receiver? Keandre, yeah.
He's also got hands.
Yeah, Justin was
for those people listening, no A&M football team is not a fight club.
No.
But at practice, when you're going as hard as you can, and someone else is going as hard as you can, and sometimes you don't get the outcome you want, or maybe you do get the outcome you want. There's so much testosterone going on there. There are fights. There are fights that happen.
There's energy involved.
Sometimes there's people wearing helmets, and they're still swinging with their fists at a helmet.
Those are facts.
Not the smartest move. That's why I would never fight. But my testosterone probably doesn't get going that high to where I would fight. I don't know. Someone that's been in the trenches can probably talk more about why they fight. But
it's energy involved. You're out there competing against one another. You want to tussle sometimes. But let me ask you this. I just thought about this question. Who's one guy on the team, you as a quarterback, that you would not be afraid to fight?
That would not be afraid to fight?
They put you in the ring with this dude. You know you got him. Well, you not afraid
gosh. Oh, man. You got to give me a specialist, dude.
Okay, out of the specialists, who'd you pick though? Because Braden, man, I think he might.
Braden
might get with you.
Braden be quick. I got to go Jake Pagel. Backup deep snapper. No, maybe starting deep snapper. Competing for the starting deep snapper.
Pagel.
He was our backup deep snapper last year. Jake Pagel. I'd be confident if we boxed. I don't want to box, but
right.
Just to answer the question.
But if it, hypothetical situation, you're in some, off crazy universe, and Pagel wants to throw some hands, you're not backing down. I understand.
Not backing down. There's gonna be a good reason why I'm fighting though. Okay, all right. Quickest on the team, different than fastest. Quickest is different than fastest. We'll say like best quick twitch. Who would you say?
If I had to judge just from not knowing the guys, I would say Rashad Paul.
Yeah, I'd probably say Rashad Paul. I think his routes are insane. Courtney Davis also.
I've got Courtney too.
Quick twitch. Courtney. But a guy that really surprises me because he's like big receiver is Jamon. His footwork is really nice.
I've seen him with
all those guys. They work out with Footwork King. He comes down. They'll work out with him over the summer, stuff like that.
Right.
Footwork King's getting those guys right.
He is getting them right.
Because I tried to hop into one of those drills and do what they were doing the other day.
Oh, do you have video of that?
No, I don't have video.
Oh my God. I would pay to see video of that.
No, I have some video of Courtney Davis doing some
it's crazy.
Insane footwork stuff. I mean, that guy, his feet are so fast. But then Rashad Paul, quick twitch, is just, unlike any other. I mean, you saw him play quarterback in high school. Ridiculous. You gotta put that play.
Have you ever seen that viral
play that went viral? Goodness. Was that the state game?
The state game, yeah. I'm gonna put
that
it up.
Dude is ridiculous.
Oh, that was so crazy though.
All right, hardest hitter on the team. Who would you guess?
Oh, let me see.
We could do this team or last year's team. Because you don't really know.
Yeah, last year's team I would say Donovan Wilson. This year's team, I don't know about this year's team.
Yeah, I would say Donovan Wilson.
Yeah. Donovan, he's the most explosive.
Yeah,
he gonna run through.
He will not slow down when he goes to hit you. That's the thing.
Have you seen the man closing speed though,
bro?
I don't think he gets enough props about that. But this dude is
he's exploding through the tackle.
Exactly,
like through the hit.
I know y'all seen a sumo slam.
Yeah,
that was dope. But yeah, he knows how to close through people, bro.
Favorite uniforms of all time, Texas A&M. I'm not gonna just say this past year. I'm gonna say of all time favorite uniforms. You might not have even worn them.
Yeah. My favorite or like the team's favorite?
Your favorite.
Oh. My favorite was, let me see. I like the black one. When we wore the black and, matter of fact, let me take this back. So this is before you got here, but Vanderbilt, my freshman year, so 2015, Vanderbilt.
The white with the silver?
The white and the silver. That was cold.
Dude.
That was nice.
I would say the white with the silver would be my favorite. Like, I wish we could wear those.
Yeah.
I wish we would have worn them. Or the black with the silver. Those were some that I was hoping that I'd get to wear when I was here.
Yeah, I think we wore that South Carolina. It was a home game my freshman year. I remember wearing those were dope.
I think that was Kyler's first.
Yeah, that was the first start.
First start, yeah.
The black and maroon. That was dope.
Those are really cool ones.
Was that the end of that question?
Yeah, end of that question. Next question.
Okay.
This is a good one. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you have done?
Oh, wow.
Like, I would say that they'd be like, oh, well, he probably just
right.
He's probably innocent. He didn't do it.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm like, what would they think?
You know what's funny though? There was a I wish I got the dude's name.
Mine would be speeding.
Yeah. Okay.
The short answer, speeding.
Speeding.
Go.
So you speed a lot on the moped or what?
No.
Is that your moped in the front? By the way,
that is my moped parked out front.
I see that little ass moped driving out. You ride on that moped?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it turns into the broped.
The broped.
Which is whenever there's two dudes on it.
Yeah. Like sitting in your lap or sitting behind?
No, it's sitting behind me.
I'm just kidding, bro. There was so I was on, the new Whataburger right there on Wellborn Road?
Yeah.
By the Woodlands Sky?
Yeah.
You know the gas station across the street from it? Mm-hmm. I was getting gas over there one day, and I guess I put my wallet on top of the car, and I was driving down Wellborn, and anyway, I lost my wallet for like 3 days, and this cop calls my sister back at home, because I guess I put her as a reference. Yeah.
Address too. Okay, yeah.
And so they called my sister, and the first thing, I wasn't there, but this is the first thing they said was, hello? Yes, Justin Dunning asked about me or whatever. And said, yeah, we've taken him into custody. And my sister was freaking out like, what? Like, I'm a good dude. I don't get in trouble. And he was like, nah, I'm just kidding. And dude was joking, man. It was
That's funny.
I wish he'd have called me, bro. I would have rolled so hard. But no, in all seriousness, though, I guess mine would be speeding or something. Even though I don't speed much, I wouldn't get arrested for nothing. Oh, I can't say that. Never mind. I would never get arrested. Let me put that question out there let me put that statement out there for everybody who's listening. I want to ask you this question because I didn't know what it meant on here. The question, can John Paul move the ball? What does that mean?
Oh, this is awesome. So John Paul II is a high school in the TAPS 5A division.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Who, in my stint at Liberty, the 4 years that I would have been in high school at Liberty, but I was only there for 3.
Right.
Out of the 4 years, they did not win a single district game. A single one game, 4 years. You gotta know. You know how mad you are if you're on that team, and it's senior night,
right? And
then you're getting blown out.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. That hurts. We would play them last game of the season almost every year. In my junior year, I'd broke my arm. I'd broke my humerus.
And you still played with a broken arm?
No. Okay. No, I was out for the season.
You were so bad. I played with a broken arm. No, I'm just kidding.
No. So our freshman quarterback is playing.
Okay.
And we're going into this game thinking that it's going to be a joke. And our coach was the whole week preaching, John Paul can move the ball.
Okay.
They can move the ball. That was all he would say. He wouldn't say like, hey, we got to worry. Like, we got to be ready for him. But they put up like 35 points on some teams.
Okay.
Still lost.
Right.
But they could actually move the football. And so first half, we noticed John Paul can move the ball.
Right, okay.
Second half, I'm pretty sure it was like a 40-0 second half. And so game was over. But the whole joke was, they can move the ball, but they can't stop the ball.
Yeah.
And so.
Did he make like a homecoming poster? John Paul can move the ball.
No, but
that's what it sounds like.
Everyone kind of rooted for them.
Really?
Because like you want that team to win.
Yeah.
You want them to. We had clinched a playoff spot already. But, like, everyone just kind of wanted John Paul.
Yeah. John Paul. That's funny, bro. Oh, this is a good question right here, too. The Justin Bieber concert tour locations have any impact on your transfer portal decisions?
Oh.
Are you aware that the Beeb, this is hashtag the Beeb, has not performed a concert in Arkansas since Johnny Manziel was QB1 at A&M?
Yeah, so that was from, I'm pretty sure, a Seminole fan.
I was actually an A&M fan.
That's an A&M fan?
Yeah.
Maybe they just don't want me to go to Arkansas. But no, I don't think that the Justin Bieber tour locations, mainly because there is no Justin Bieber tour. For those of you that don't know.
Oh, well, check them then, Nick. Okay. We need
Justin Bieber canceled his Purpose tour, and he just started working on himself. And now he's married, and I don't think that his wife would want him to go on tour so quickly after they just got married.
Yeah. As he's starting a family. He has a baby?
I don't think he has a baby.
But about to have one, though.
I don't know.
You have like a Justin Bieber fan club?
I mean, no, I'm not a part of that thing anymore.
But you wish you were a part of the membership.
The gold membership was too much. I had to cancel my subscription.
That's funny, man. Let me see. Bro, all these questions are almost the same on here. Strongest
current or former player on the team, pound for pound, or highest max on a single lift?
Highest max on a single lift.
Well, the strongest person I've ever seen in our weight room was Myles Garrett. I mean, I watched that dude incline bench press 315 like it was just the bar.
He was literally in like James Harrison. You seen James Harrison do some workouts?
Yeah.
That was literally Myles Garrett in the weight room.
And he was like maybe 21, maybe not even.
Yeah.
Like at that time, crazy. And so that's ridiculous.
But let's also give a shout out to Fat Mac. I forget they had to order the new bar for Big Mac.
No, Big Mac can definitely squat. He can squat the house. So can T-Dot.
Yeah, T-Dot.
We came in. So T-Dot, Tyrell Dodson, those of you who don't know his nickname, it's T-Dot. When we first came in as true freshman, he squatted 725.
Okay.
Which is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
725 pounds. Dalen Mack also, I think, did somewhere like right around that.
That is crazy.
Like 715 or something like that. But the next year, after doing a whole workout of
the bleachers,
he squatted like 675 And that video went viral. And I was like, that's not even the most.
Yeah.
And that was a year after he's been in like the weight room. And he could have put on more weight. Exactly. They just kind of stopped him.
Right.
So if that dude was like a professional like lifter or something, like he'd be winning some competitions with how strong he is. So pound for pound, I think it'd be him. Because Dalen's what? Maybe
about 320.
325, sometimes 340.
He's about 350 when he squatted that much though.
Yeah.
But now, he slimmed down a little bit. Let me give a shout out to a dude who I don't know how people feel about me shouting this dude out, but a dude who was a freak in the weight room too, Kirk Merritt, pound for pound. Dude was a monster. I think he power cleaned the most on the team, bro.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I watched him work out one day. He was like working out in my group. I've never seen somebody have veins pop out of their back. This dude had veins popping out of his back. That's how strong he was. Like, that's how ripped he was. I didn't even know that was possible.
You know what's crazy too? Because a lot of people think that like, a lot of people would always come up to ask him like, yo, bro, what's your meal plan? Like, you on some protein? What are you on, bro? Like, this is my roommate, and he ate McDonald's every single night.
Dude.
Like, he would leave at midnight to go get me. It was crazy. I'm like, how are you? I think Miles was like, there's some guys who have like that kind of body build, like, that's in their genes. Like, this is just how they're built. It is so crazy, bro.
That's all. I mean, like Armani Watts.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a good diet either.
Same.
But he was a freak.
Yeah.
And so it's like these guys, you can only imagine, like, I mean, now we see it. I guarantee Armani is on a great, plan now as a dietitian and stuff. But if they don't listen to nutritionists and stuff, they just eat whatever they want here.
Yeah, for real. OT was the same way. I got OT before 2-Piece Tuesday at Popeyes, bro.
Dude, 2-Piece Tuesday is a real thing.
Oh, real deal.
It's great.
But come on, he would go up there all the time, bro. You're ordering pizzas every single night. He's talking about he on a diet. He waits till I go to sleep and favor some food over, man. Like,
favorite.
This dude is terrible. He's eating good now, though. Eating leaves like an herbivore.
So here's a question that I wrote down.
Okay, let's get it.
If you were an air freshener, what scent would you be?
An air freshener, what scent would I be?
If you were an air freshener, what scent would you be? And then give me a little why. I mean, I know you're not just gonna give me an answer.
Is it asking about my skin color, or like what kind of fragrance do I put off into the world? What kind of
fragrance would you put off to the world? You were an air freshener.
I think I'd be like a passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
And
no pumpkin spice.
No, bro, I hate pumpkin spice.
I do too.
I hate that smell.
Okay.
What do you think you'd be?
You think you bring juice to the world? Yeah, I like that. Bring that juice to the world. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. So I love like the smell of fresh laundry.
Okay.
And maybe this past season that was my scent, was fresh laundry, because my jersey wasn't getting dirty. So maybe I bring home a fresh laundry scent. That might be
so when you get car fresheners, you get the fresh. What kind do you get? Like the fresh
car freshener? Yeah. I get black ice.
I like black ice
because that's just like the main thing. But I have like one of those like Febreze things in my house that you like plug in.
Yeah.
And I either got fresh laundry, like laundry, or I got like water.
Water.
But what does water smell like?
Yeah. What does they have like the rainwater kind? But it's like, what does it smell like?
What does rainwater smell like?
This is a question for all the philosophers out there. Another guy on there asked about your recruitment process. Did Michigan State ever reach out to you?
No, Michigan State never did. I pretty much said all the schools that were kind of reaching out to me.
Yeah. This is kind of Aggie football related. Somebody asked, who do you expect to be the number 2 quarterback this spring?
Oh yeah,
Blumrick, Foster. And they also said, thank you for the support. Wish you well, even if it's Arkansas. Yeah. But yeah, number 2 quarterback.
Number 2 quarterback. Going into fall, I think it's going to be Connor Blumrick.
Okay.
I'm really interested to see who is going to take that kind of number 3 position. Both James Foster and Zach Calzada are just now kind of learning the offense, just because James last year did a lot of scout team work.
Right.
And so he has scout team meetings a lot of the time,
right.
And they knew they were going to redshirt him. And so they weren't really worried about trying to get him ready to play or anything,
right.
In case, something happened, then they'd have to.
Yeah.
But this spring is going to be really, really neat to see. One, how Connor does,
right?
Being older, being in that room, having to mature a little bit and be able to take that spot. Everyone kind of thinks he's moving to tight end. That's not happening.
I heard that also.
That's not happening.
Connor Blummer.
That's not happening.
Ever since he cut the hair off, he's been a different dude, like more focused. And I think the hair was maybe holding him back, keeping him like in that childish mindset. But now he's a hard-nosed veteran walking around.
James Foster, that guy, he made some throws last year where I don't even think he realized what he did. And that's why he's like freaky, like good. Like he's sneaky and he's freaky good. So
sneaky and freaky.
Interested to see that.
Yeah.
And then Calzada. I mean, you never know what a kid's going to be like if he's never been in front of a SEC defense.
Right. You never know.
I mean, even when you're not live in the spring, it's going to be, a telltale sign of if he can handle it. Mm-hmm. The kid can spin it. Yeah. That's a fact. He can throw the football with all of us. He can throw the football with all of us. He can out-throw a lot of kids that are playing college football right now.
Right.
Can he retain the information that he's learning right now in meetings and stuff? I just got out of film. Like, while I was watching film with him, helping him out. Really smart kid. It's now a matter of when that defense is in front of you, can you remember that? Can you go back to what you were talking about in the film room? And so that's going to be really the biggest key. And I think that Coach Fisher is just going to want some consistency. He's going to want to see guys consistently at least looking to the right guy, knowing that they have their eyes in the right place. Maybe not necessarily execution in the first part, but he's going to make sure that they know, all right, this is where I'm looking. If it's this coverage, here, it's that. And, it's going to be good. It's really a game of, who's going to grow up first.
Right. I thought it was interesting. There was a story going around about Zach, and I didn't know who he was up until around signing days. I wasn't keeping up much. But Coach Fisher described him as a guy who could just go out and win with 10 guys off the street. It kind of gave him that factor. What do you think that is? Like, if you were a quarterback coach or an offensive coordinator, you were going out recruiting a guy, what is the one thing you would look for in him?
Ooh, that's a good question. The one thing that I'd look for, I mean, it's going to be off the field. Like, it's going to be, do his teammates respect him? Because it's like, you can be a leader on your team without being, all buddy with them.
Right.
But you can't be a leader on a team without having to respect your teammates as a leader.
This is a question I wanted to talk to you about on the last podcast. So you saw the situation with Justin Fields transferring out of Georgia. And I've always had this thing when I looked at quarterbacks and look at the whole recruiting process. I never understood why a quarterback would go to a school and basically expect to compete for a starting job when there's a guy they're already looking for as the future. You know what I mean? And so, like, what I mean by that is,
talking about when he went to Georgia.
Yeah, I've always been a guy. I never understood it. Like, every time I see, like you have Jake Fromm.
The guy brought him to a national championship the year before
as a freshman.
Why are you going in there thinking that you are going to start year one, and if you don't, you're leaving? Right. That is what's wrong.
I don't know if it's like a delusional thing. I don't know if it's like, I understand them having faith in what they're going to do and
being like, yo, I'm better than this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Georgia just wants a game manager right now.
Exactly. This is something I don't think a lot of people understand. If the coaches are satisfied with the guy who's in the position already, the only way that you're going to take his job is if he messes it up, if he loses it somehow, if he does something wrong. But if he just continues doing what he's going to do, despite how talented you are, I don't think you're going to come in and take his spot.
No coach is going to take a kid out and sub another kid in if they're winning games just because that other kid is doing better in practice.
Exactly.
They're not going to do that.
Exactly.
No coach.
It's just, I don't know.
That is such a good.
I always see it. I'm like,
people need to like players in high school need to understand that. It's like a coach isn't going to just throw you in there like he's saying, oh, it's an open competition 24/7. It's not always.
Not always, man. It's like, if they have their guys solidified, why? I mean, you can bring so many other different things to the table. Like, you're more talented, you might do this, you might do that. But if they're getting the job done with this guy, there's no point in putting you out there. I just wanted to kind of get your opinion on that.
No, we're on the same page, definitely.
Yeah, I see that too often out there. Anyways, is that all the questions?
That was all.
Okay, I think that's all the questions. thank you so much for coming on doing this, bro. This is a lot of fun. You need to come. We're not gonna say his name. Whenever I do him, you need to come on here, bro.
Oh, for sure. I'm definitely coming on whenever he gets on.
We can sit on opposite sides and like drill him with questions, and he's just like going back and forth.
Could look both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna write some good questions for that.
Yeah, for real. But see, then again, the best questions come from the heart. It just come from. I'm just kidding. But no, thank you guys for tuning in so much. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, follow, like always.
I commented on the last one.
You did.
He asked me to comment on the last one,
and you did.
I did comment.
Speaking of which, let me say something about this too. Braden White, whom I commend for having a very good memory and being a very intellectual guy. He told me right here in my face 2 days ago. He's like, as soon as I leave here, I'm gonna subscribe to your podcast. I never got a notification. So Braden, you forgot. And he said, JD, I don't forget anything. I'm not gonna forget. He forgot. So Braden, this is your warning, bro. You gotta subscribe, bro. You got 24 hours. This is a
warning, Braden.
You got 24 hours. I'm gonna put Keep McGee at your neck. Now listen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, as always, be sure to give your feedback. It's much appreciated. Feedback to my boy Nick Starkel on Instagram and Twitter. Is it just Nick Starkel, right? Nick Starkel 17.
Nick Starkel.
It's just Nick. Okay, I say why you playing on me. Oh, you never told the story about your hat. I asked about that.
About this hat?
No, I asked.
Why QBs wear different hats?
Yeah, why do they wear hats on the sideline?
So most of the time, QBs wear like different colored hats because it's who's live signaling.
Okay.
So say red hat is they tell all the receivers, hey, red hat's live that game.
Okay.
Whenever the receivers are running on the field trying to get the signal and stuff, they'll look for just the red hat and then they'll find that signal.
Gotcha.
So it's an easy way to like to determine, hey, who's live, and the other guy's just doing literally whatever they want. Like whatever they want.
They just give y'all instructions on that. You just really just do whatever.
And if you're dummy signaling, you just do absolutely whatever you want. I dummy signaled for like one game my freshman year, but most of the time I was live. I was yellow hat, and yellow hat was live.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
But they put me. I was the receivers that were closest to the sideline. Said if I did like screw up and not know a signal, I just yell the play at them.
Okay, gotcha.
So the amount of times that Speedy Noyle and Josh Reynolds had to hear me say like, it's pop, pop, pop.
Yeah,
and just yell the play at them and something like that.
That's funny.
So
cool story though. What about the black hat though? I see y'all wearing a black hat sometimes.
Black hat. So for example, then this year we just had someone else signal that wasn't a quarterback. They didn't really trust the quarterbacks. And so we had the blinders up, which made it pretty obvious who was signaling because we'd block it out from everybody else.
Right.
Block out the haters.
Yeah.
And that was so lame. Cut that out. Don't put that in there.
I'm leaving it in there. Block out the haters. Let's go.
And we just, block them out. And we just wear a hat just because you get helmet hair. And you don't want to have helmet hair on TV.
Oh, I get it.
So you wear
special boys.
A black hat.
I got you. For sure. That's a cool story, bro. Thank you so much for answering that. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Have to do it again sometime.
Thanks for having me. Definitely going to be back. And chop it up with some other teams.
Yes, sir. Stay in the weight room, brother. You're looking sturdy. Let me just say that much. See the blue face?
Yeah, blue face.
I hear that. No, I'm just kidding. But all right, guys. Peace.